Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. And among many distinguished guests that Honourable Minister for Federal Education, Mr. Shafqat Mahmood mentioned, he also mentioned Mr. Asad Jamal. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Asad Jamal is a renowned venture capitalist and managing director and chairman of ePlanet Capital. I would request Mr. Asad Jamal to say a few words at this occasion.
Oh my God, he'll be okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, it's indeed a great honor and privilege to be here with you today at the inaugural conference of the Islamabad National University. My remarks are on the subject of the 21st century gold mine. In the old days, discovery of gold, oil and gas, or other natural resources was considered a bonanza for the economy. Today, the new gold mine is technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. A single technology company created by one or two people using only their brain power with no physical assets can become a multi-billion-dollar company and transform entire industries. I was personally inspired by the internet startup culture in the late 90s. So I moved to Silicon Valley and formed ePlanet, a venture capital firm. I was new to this field, so was not sure what to expect. In 2000, I met Robin Lee, a young Chinese entrepreneur in his 20s, for funding his new company called Baidu. Robin's chances for success seemed very low. He did not have any money, experience, or connections. But he had a technology education and big ideas to build a search engine to replace Yahoo and Google. We went ahead and invested in Robin's vision. Within 5 years of that first meeting, Baidu went from zero startup to becoming the market leader with 75% share of the entire China internet search industry. Today, the company is amongst the top 3 technology companies of China, employing 42,000 people with a valuation of over 90 billion early this year. Robin Lee is now the Bill Gates of China. The man who had no money is now worth 10 billion. Actually, on a bad day and on a good day, it could be 20 billion, depending on the stock market. I want to highlight 5 takeaways from the Baidu experience. Number 1, tech founders are typically ordinary young people in their 20s, not business tycoons. And this is very sort of across the board. Alibaba, Google, Facebook are all examples of this, founded by companies, very young people. Tech founders have radical and big new ideas. Number 3, venture capital provides these tech founders with equity funding and not debt. This is a very important sort of difference. Rather than encumbering companies with loans, you give them equity and you share in the upside and downside. So it's very similar to Islamic financing. Number 4, good ideas grow at a very viral and exponential pace. So Baidu went from 0 to 75% in 5 years. This brings me to the acceleration of technology trends. The third industrial revolution of computing and internet is already moving into the fourth revolution of artificial intelligence, nanotech, biotech, and cyber physical systems. US and China are the top 2 global leaders in the new technologies. Amazingly, only 20 years ago, China had a small tech startup industry. Now it is one of the top 20 internet companies in the world. 9 are Chinese. Pakistan today is where China was 20 years ago. We are focused on traditional industry sectors, agriculture, textiles, fertilizer. We are somewhere between the first and second industrial revolutions. We need to create enabling conditions for participation in the technology revolution as a national priority. Pakistan can leapfrog from the second industrial revolution to the fourth. But how? Number one, our most precious resource is our youth and next generation, the 120 million young Pakistanis. Our national priority should be to educate them, empower them, cultivate their success, and particularly in science and technology. If they succeed, Pakistan succeeds. Number two, technology startups require far fewer resources than traditional sector companies. A small team of smart people, computers, modest funding, and mentorship. Number three, provision of venture capital is essential for tech startups. And number four, finally, China's rise as an economic and technology leader presents a unique opportunity for Pakistan to learn from and to partner with and build an economic, educational, and science and technology collaborative space from Karachi to Beijing. Pakistan can, of course, also tremendously benefit from collaboration with US and European centers of advanced research and learning. In conclusion, we are a country with huge untapped potential that must now use its resources to empower and embolden our next generation of young Pakistanis to live out their big dreams and big ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Asad Jamal. I now request His Excellency Mr. Zhao Jing, Chinese Ambassador to Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, to kindly share his thoughts. Chinese Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen.
The Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Imran Khan, Ministers, Advisors, Assistants, distinguished guests, I'm extremely honored and pleased that to stand on this podium, that to have the chance to talk about the education cooperation between China and Pakistan. First of all, let me present our sincere congratulations for this very significant event, the launching conference of the Islamabad National University. I think this is another yet demonstration of the determination and the vision of the Pakistani government to promote education and to expand the scope